Hello, hello.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Happy Monday.
Yes, yes, yes.
How are you doing this morning?
Good. I was up late and just getting stuff done. I had a productive day. So yeah, everything went really well.
It was a nice weekend, I think. It was a little rainy and a little down, but I think it was a good weekend. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't really complain.
No,
Personally,
no, no.
there's always
Absolutely.
something good to be found in days. And I mean, even though it was rainy and I know I was alone pretty much all by myself the whole weekend because my husband worked and then he slept and so the potential is always there to feel kind of crappy about things, but you always have to find something happy and good in the situations. And I
Well, and
got a
in
lot of work
everything we
done, so
do.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I am
The sorry, I'm just going to share mine as well. Did you
okay.
share mine to my page or no?
No, I was just heading
Okay.
there, but I didn't get to there. So you go ahead.
Nope. Nope, that's good. I'll do that. Share, and share. Yes, so lots of good stuff done. Not so much the stuff I needed to get done for Divine Wellness, but all of my chores, I call them chores.
And you had a nice family dinner.
Yes, it was very nice to see the kids. So all space distancing and stuff like that, but it was just nice to get together with them. So
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
think things are slowly opening up a little bit. I mean, even to have them over for dinner now is not really that bad, I don't think, at this point either. So I'm just looking forward to, I got some good news that my daughter's thinking about coming up mid-May sometime with her
Oh,
partner. So
good.
I'm kind of starting to get excited about it a little bit. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I know you haven't seen her for a while.
Yeah, since last November. So I'm really, really kind of starting to ramp up my excitement with regards to that. Because I told her, I said, I'll even go down for 4 or 5 days or whatever and connect. And she's like, no, Mom, I want to come up because she wants to come up and just chill. Because I mean, she's not working. They haven't opened up her ability to work yet, and her partner too, because they work in the hospitality industry. He's a chef, and
Yeah.
she's working in catering and different things like that, as well as the film industry. So it's very much
Everything's on.
a closed thing right now for her. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So she just wants to come up and show him the north. He's pretty much a city boy. So
And it's a good season right in the middle of Black Lives.
yeah. Oh well, that's it. Yeah, really. Get them right in there. Where was I going the other day? I think I was driving my son to work, and I noticed the rivers are so high and the
Yeah.
puddles are very deep in the bush and everything is still melting. I'm thinking, oh, that's just a beautiful breeding ground for mosquitoes. We're gonna have lots, I think.
I say, well, it's hard to say what the rain will be in the next little bit. There are mosquitoes out already. So
Oh, have you? Okay.
yeah, down here we
Yeah,
do.
my place.
Um yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, usually the black flies come when the blueberries are ready. But the blueberries just have like the tiniest little buds on them. They have no leaves yet, so it's hard to say what's going to happen. Everything's kind of early, but not early. We're really ahead of things, but we're really behind. It's such a weird year, and there's still
Yeah,
snow in the bush.
yeah,
So
it's
who
really
knows?
weird. So I was looking at a few things this weekend and trying to decide or try to think of things to talk about. And I don't know, I'm kind of the type of person and we were talking about personality tests as well. I'm the type of person that likes to not stir the pot so much. But I know I think we complement each other a little bit on that. You're like, yes, let's stir the pot. Let's talk about things that we shouldn't really, or let's talk about some stuff that's going to make people think a little bit or get angry or rejoice or
Or
hell
or
yeah kind of thing. But I don't know.
yeah, or research things, right? Make
Research things.
things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always two sides, and that's where that's kind of a nice thing that you and I, we can look at both sides where things are involved. I've got that book. Interesting.
I was up just, they have some really great details in this is one of our study core books.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's information in there about fluoride, where we were talking about fluoride. So I went ahead and read a little bit about that. But I also, I'm just going back to my computer here, just pulling up information. So go ahead, continue.
No, because I know that one of the things that a lot of people have issues with, amongst so many other things, is fluoride in our drinking waters. And, you know, it wasn't until I really dove into the education with regards to, you know, becoming a holistic practitioner and all these different things, that I was really opened up to all of the different things that are affecting us. I guess I lived in a bubble for most of my life. I'm not too sure, but you hear about things there, here and there, all over the place. But it wasn't until I really did a lot of research and realized that holistic nutrition as a profession is far and beyond just meal plans and understanding that, you know, it's important for women to have calcium after a certain age, but it's all these other holistic things that are going on around us, or non-holistic things that are going on around us, that is just so very interesting, I find, because it really makes the mind shift a little bit. And it's that perception of what we're being told as opposed to what is actually going on. So actually, I was thinking this morning, because I am very much a big advocate for Ty Bollinger. He is the gentleman that has the Truth About Cancer. It's an education and exposure kind of website, and he has done a lot of videos and a lot of educational stuff. And the Truth About Cancer, although it's probably not really known in conventional circles that much, it's one of the big things in holistic cancer, holistic circles. And one of his articles in here, and he actually just published this the 24th of February in 2020, was talking about toxicity. I'm a big person for toxins in our environment and within us as well. And one of the big things is fluoride, which comes in all of our water. So understanding that we really should be looking at getting some sort of defluorination kind of filtration system for our water is so very important. What does the book say?
Well, no, that's okay. Yeah. It's quite interesting because, you know, fluoride does have its benefits as much as it has a bit of side effects to that. It's all about, you know, the parts per million that can start causing mottling and pitting to the teeth, but then also can start causing a bit of that a damage to things that cellular, like liver, kidney, adrenals, reproductive issues, and bones. So those are different things when you're getting into the bigger parts of things, and also cancers, right? And that's what he would have spoke about in that study. But it's important for that tooth strengthening things. But the interesting thing is, in seafood, fluoride naturally exists. So in some studies, where in the, say, Caribbean countries, or probably even in the Mediterranean countries, where you consume a lot of seafood, they find that the tooth strength is more viable than it is in England or in North America, because we don't eat as much, right? But also the tooth health, when you're really looking at things holistically, the concept also comes from that the health of the tooth comes from within. It's all part of that lymphatic tree. So if you're running an infection, an unaddressed infection in your body that you have no signs or symptoms of, like a low-grade bladder infection, or a gut imbalance, right? Or you have just that offness that runs systemically through the lymphatic system, which then gets drawn up into the teeth and then back out of the teeth. And so even if you have a small cavity you're not taking care of, or you have a root canal, and the root canals is a whole nother big topic. If you have a root canal that you have no idea that it's in impact, it's cavitated or there's an infection there. You have no idea because there's no pain receptors. That again gets into the lymphatic system and then back out of the lymphatic system. And then you run into things like breast issues or other organ issues. And it's so incredible how, if you will add this chart to, or a link to this chart, the tooth organ relation chart, a lot of holistic practitioners refer to. If you're having a tooth issue or an infected tooth, they'll go and look at this, understand the chart aspect, but there's an organ relation to everything.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of it does have to do with the back molars when you're talking breast health. So if you've had, there's always that sort of, when you look back and step back at the bigger picture and you're trying to find root of issue, right? So, so fluoride, yes, is important. Too much fluoride is not important, but getting fluoride from different sources is just as important, and calcium from different sources, to make sure that this all binds together. It's not just like, oh, I've got fluoride in my water, I'm good to go. No, because there's autism studies now, there's mental health issues, there's cancer studies, there's is it too much?
Even just on something as simple as toothpaste, there's a lot of fluoride. Well, they add fluoride to our toothpaste, but right on the toothpaste packaging, there is a warning to keep out of reach for children. That this is a poison
toxic
that is being, offered as a, as something as simple as toothpaste, which is something that you really, this is where we get into those toxins, and we're going to talk a lot about that within the next week in my private group. This week and next week, we're talking about skincare and products and toxins and different things for our health, but just understanding how to, go through our simple everyday products and eliminating toothpaste with fluoride in it and different things. Yes, we do need fluoride for certain things, but I think it coming from a natural source, like you were saying, through the shellfish or seafood or anything like that, is the optimal situation. And but when we get it supplemented in this form, and this isotherapy that is coming in on a regular basis from so many different sources. If we go get our coffee from Tim Hortons in the morning, they're using tap water. We're brushing our teeth. We've got, tap water plus fluoride in the toothpaste. All these different areas that are going to be coming in. We make our orange juice out of tap water. We do everything with tap water. And this is a bombardment of too much fluoride in our system. And it's just, it's starting to really wreak havoc on so much of our health. And it comes right down to, like you said, looking and seeing what these toxins are and then trying to weed them out. Even something like the aluminum that's in antiperspirant that we use as women on a daily basis, if not twice a day. This is one of the big things. And even antiperspirant as itself, if you shave your underarms and all of a sudden you put antiperspirant on, or any kind of creams or whatever, you block the open areas that you've just shaved, basically. So you could be clogging pores and clogging lymph fluid and everything else along that lines too. So you really have to watch and understand. It only takes 28 to 30 some seconds for chemicals to seep into the skin. If you're using essential oils, you know that it only takes a very, very short time for it to seep into the whole body at that point, but then throughout the whole system within a couple of minutes. And when we put on these toxins, like our fluorides and aluminum and all these other things that I should have a list in front of me, but I don't, because there's so much stuff that we really have to be really vigilant about this kind of stuff. And we can't go 100% toxin free. There's just no way that we can do that. But there's ways that we can shift it and then really work at detoxifying the body. So we've talked about that with the hormone detox as well, because we have all these xenoestrogens, all these different things that really set us off on, a tangent. And then of course I talk about that from a very, not just a very specific hormone detoxification process, but a very systemic detoxification, and where we really look at a lot of seasonal detoxing and cleanses and different things like that, just because we want to give that body that extra chance and allow it to rest and rejuvenate. But it's that daily work that we have to do as well, like changing up our toothpaste, changing up our deodorants and antiperspirants. And
it's such a hard commitment to do so. I mean, that trying to find that toothpaste that actually makes because we're so used to such a perfect film, right? Or the perfect feel. I know when I did my Primal Health tooth detox, right?
Yes.
They use, you use the tongue scraper to help encourage cleansing. Yeah, removing that film and helping the what are those things called? The filaments? I don't know what they're called. Anyways, helping that clear better, using the charcoal base to draw out toxins, and a gentle scrub using baking powder to bring it back the pH balance to the mouth. Using an oral serum is what they have, an oral serum to just soothe and massage into the gum line to encourage growth and elasticity, and to stick better, and just to reduce that inflammation in the gum line with essential oils and good oil itself, and having that good feel of things. And then the oil pulling is so important. I know you've been talking about that for about a few days now. And oil pulling is not going to be the be all and end all to your gum health, but it does encourage exercise. It draws in and out of through the teeth with that sort of pulling effect. This isn't old. It's not something new. This is not our brainwave with this. This is an old Ayurvedic practice, or that they used to do when they didn't have toothbrushes and mouthwashes and stuff like that. How are you going to get the germs and the bacteria out of your gum line? Well, they would use that viscosity to draw out, and then they would use the different woods, different dental woods that you would use to pick, and they would sit and do those things because they didn't have those. But even dental flossing is so important. Even rubbing essential oil on your dental floss and getting it in there as well, and using the cloves or different, different. Do you know the oh my gosh, what is that called? Cloves. They look like teeth, and that's why they're important to that's the way God made them.
Nice.
As a good reminder.
Correlation.
And the doctrine of medicine. I guess it's called the doctrine of medicine. Bladderwort for the bladder, blah blah blah. But anyways, the clove. You can even just create your own little clove aspect with the ground cloves, or infusing oil with the clove and drying that as well if you don't have essential oils. But it just gentle gum line aspect of things, and understanding the bacterial content of the mouth. And so when I'm talking with clients, when I see in thermography that there is a lot of inflammation around the mouth, these are the things I tell them to pick up this book or go to this website. Like Living Libations is a fantastic website that has, there's a Canadian base here in the Haliburton region. So they have a great oral lineup of great, and a lot of companies do, even at the Nickel Refillery, they have, oh my goodness, they have, and I really enjoyed it, this toothpaste, mineral-based toothpaste that had iodine with it.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because there is a big correlation between your thyroid health and the consumption of fluoride.
Oh, really? So, okay.
Yeah, because that toxicity, right? The toxicity wreaks havoc with the thyroid. So they have, oh my goodness, they have. You have it on volume? Did you have your volume on?
No, yeah, I did for a second. Yeah, sorry.
It's like, whoa. But so it is, incredible to hear and see and read about these things. So Natalie Armitage, who owns Living Libations, and she's the creator and founder, has an incredible book on holistic dentistry. So I refer to that often with my clients here.
Is it, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Is it very easy to read that book for somebody that's not a healthcare practitioner?
It actually is.
Because I actually have a holistic dentistry book as well, and I don't know anything about dentistry.
No, it's really,
and
really
it's
easy.
It's a little hard to read, to be honest with you, but
I'll actually attach a free download that they've given me. I'm an affiliate of it. I have
yes, you are.
I'm an affiliate with them because I refer to them often, whether it's here in Ontario or if it's in New Jersey. When people are looking for easy reading, understanding of oral health, questions to ask the dentist when you're looking for dentist, all those different things like that. And I have a free little PDF that we'll add today. And it just kind of gives you that basic, what questions to understand, what questions to ask when you're talking about oral holistic dental care. But she has such great oils, and I love using that company. It does have that Canadian focus to things.
Yes.
And so it's incredible. And she does talk about it from that. And she has that understanding and philosophy of it does play a part of the gut, shows up in the teeth, big part. And I was going to say, I was just going to say,
because it's the gateway to the digestive system. So we really have to really make sure that our oral care is so on focus. I mean, and that's the one thing I don't know, in a lot of our teachings as holistic practitioners, I know anybody that's watching us that is a holistic practitioner, they tell us if we can't find the problem with what's going on, you definitely look in the mouth. That's where you go, because this is, like I said, it's the gateway, and we really have to be very vigilant. I know there's some controversy with regards to oil pulling, just getting back to that a little bit. And I mean, it is with pretty much anything. You're going to find people that say, yeah, it works, or it doesn't work, and it's just a matter of doing what feels right for you. I know when I do my oil pulling, my mouth feels amazing, and I use a little bit of On Guard, just a drop, because I get other people say, yeah, I just throw On Guard in my mouth, no problem, but I find it a little too potent for me. But just using that too, because coconut oil, if you're getting a nice organic coconut oil, it will have some very mild antibacterial properties, as well as antifungal and all these different things. And then when you add the professional grade essential oils to it, it's going to be an amazing tool, just like flossing, just like tongue brushing, just like all these other things. I think it's the conjoining of all of these kind of practices together that's going to make the overall big difference. It's not just one practice kind of thing.
Right.
It's like, it's not going to just be good if you eat a spinach salad every day. You have to really do all these other things too. That's going to make you, bring where do you want to be, to lose weight or to clean out your system or whatever. And yeah, the mouth is so very important. Sorry.
It is. No, gosh, no. And that brought me right back. It is about a fourfold, and I'll go back, four-pillar, fourfold aspect to your healthcare. And as I was doing this, study about, I was kind of writing my pitch, right, for something. And it's nice to do those things once in a while, because you have to pull, what am I doing? And how off track am I? And that kind of thing. But again, it's about that spirit, mind, body, nutrition relation, or that mind, body, soul aspect, right? So dental health has a lot to do with stress, because if you're clenching and you have TMJ and you're grinding your teeth, there is probably either you have worms or that's an old wives' tale, or you have a lot of stress that you're not managing.
Yeah.
Right. And then when you can see this also in thermography, or you need to find people like Nichelle Thompson from Heat, or if you're more of an athletic person, you can get in with, oh, good Lord.
You're having one of those moments.
I'm having a moment. Kim at Active Therapy. She really did an amazing job with mine. So an osteopath or a physiotherapist, that type of thing, to release your TMJ. So but that has a huge factor on this, on the quality of your teeth, the stress, the inflammation, the bacterial imbalance, things like that, where it all becomes systemic and twofold, right?
Mhm.
Or full fold. So one, managing your mental health is evident. Your gut health. If you have an instance to high plaquing on your teeth, that can be a reflection of the plaquing that's happening in the body.
Interesting.
So it's all of that different things you have to think. If it's just happening here, where else? I don't know if people think that way. What else is going on in the body?
Yep. Yeah,
Right.
it
And
is.
if they have, like people, not so much here, but in the States, people go like every 6 months for dental cleaning or less. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you need? Well, because they need it. Okay, so then you need to ask the question, why? What's going on that you need to address? And that's great that your company's paying for it, but why is a plaque buildup happening? Why is there calcium buildup on the teeth? I don't think I think this way. I don't know why people. I don't know if other people. Maybe it's my job. These are the questions you have to
Yeah.
ask. But did you know that when you have that TMJ, or you have that, that's why it's important to see a chiropractor and osteopath. So if you're subluxated up here in the upper portion of your neck, cervical area, that houses the nervous system and that component where saliva is produced. And you have to have that for the teeth health and gut health and digestion health. So it's all really important. It all really encompasses. And that's what's so great about holistic health, because you kind of look back, or what I love doing is stepping back and going, okay, let's see how the whole body works. And then how is your body managing that fluoride intake that you've been consuming, that city water or that toothpaste, or what's your toxicity levels? And so it all comes right back twofold. And isn't that fun to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And that's why I like
Mhm.
to correlate and put the two things together, because I mean, and that's how we do it as holistic practitioners. We do that because that's what we do. We take the whole picture of what a person is. So I mean, if we were to take a new client on and we want to find out what's going on with them, we don't just take some blood tests and then get back to them in 6 weeks. We have to sit down and really talk and get down to the nitty gritty and ask 1,000 different questions,
Yep.
from what you ate last night to how you sleep to how's your relationship with your coworkers, to all these different things like, are you drinking enough water, but what kind of water is it, getting back to the fluoride situation. But we have to look at all aspects of who and what you are. Like, do you
Yeah.
how often do you poop, but how do you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror? All these different things are very, very important and all encompassing. I mean, so yes, we look at the fact that perhaps maybe you should, get away from the toxic elements of fluoride in our water and our toothpaste, but also understanding that this could be a correlation of what's going on with your gut, or this could be a correlation with what's going on with, inflammation in the body or anything like that. It's all one big picture, but we break it down to that common denominator of what's going on, and just don't offer band-aid solutions. We go towards the basic underlying root causes of things and then work up from there. So I
Mm-hmm.
know I've had
Mm-hmm.
a few people that had come into my office and they say, I just thought this was kind of cool and I thought I'd check it out and whatnot. And I would come back with them with a bunch of questions about their gut. And they go, well, I don't have any issues with my gut. And I'm like, well, you're kind of showing this and you're kind of showing that. And, you've got some skin issues going on. Your hair is coming out a little bit. Oh, but my gut's fine. Well, this is the common baseline kind of situation. You've got a root canal,
Yep.
you've got some dental issues. These are things that we look at and try to alleviate and try to fix, and understanding that you might not be presenting as gut issues at the time, but these are things that need to be addressed to get the whole overall picture fixed. And
Absolutely.
it's a layer upon layer
Absolutely.
upon layer,
Hmm.
which is, I just find so fascinating. Some people have a hard time with it because it takes time too, and they don't understand that I don't have gut issues. Why are we fixing my gut? But that's the nature of the beast, I think, when it comes to this kind of work and this kind of way of looking at our health, which is
Yep.
really, really cool. So this is why we talk about all these different things. We talk about hormones, we talk about dental health, we talk about fluoride, we talk about where you sleep, we talk about stuff like geostress that a lot of people don't understand, but it is such a big factor. EMFs, you haven't got your thing on today, but we've been talking about EMFs and 5G, and all these different things make a big, big difference in our health, and it's all encompassing, yet it's very minute as well. So even with a holistic practitioner, I know there's a lot of us in town, in Sudbury area, there's a lot of us all over the internet nowadays, but because there is so many different aspects of the profession, you have people that are going to be very niche down. You with your hormones and your thermography and your inflammation, mine with my weight loss and more of a functional nutrition kind of situation in my live blood analysis. And we know other people that are very niche down into like cancer and energy healing and all these different things, and it is all I just get goosebumps thinking about it, because I just find it such an amazing thing that I'm doing stuff like this. I'm hoping that we're getting the message out to a lot more people. So
I think so. I think, when we want, our heart is to help, to nurture, to teach, to console, to coach. Yeah, that's what our passion is, and that's why we do this.
Yeah.
So
I know we were talking about, I think we probably will get into it a little bit later this week, was personality test. Just trying to figure out more about ourselves, and my personality test, just an overview, came up as a counselor and a healer, and I think what was the other one, I can't remember, but it was just it's amazing, because when we start to really dive down and try to figure things out on a very personal philosophical kind of way of doing things, that's kind of what I do. I was like, yeah, I kind of knew that already. I think you did the same thing with yours. And when you read to me your results, I was like, yeah, that's her. I know that. That's just the way it is. But it's just, and it's interesting to, I find it kind of interesting to do these kinds of things, to be very self-aware of what's going on. And I think if people were to become a little bit more self-aware about what's going on, listening to their bodies, understanding the totality of who and what we are, it would just make a little bit of a difference, I think, to a lot of things. We tend to, get stuck in our heads a little bit. We tend to be encompassed by what's going on around us, and sometimes it's just coming right back to our center. It's our values, our core beliefs, our understanding of who and what we are, and then following that. Boy, this has really taken a big turn, hasn't it? From fluoride to philosophical
anthropologies. It's what we do. We squirrel. No, we don't. It's just where
I think that was a squirrel moment.
It wasn't. We talk about fluoride because we care.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Ty Bollinger, I'm going to leave a link in the comments. If I'm also, you guys know,
you're so controversial, Wendy.
I know. Ty Bollinger, I was introduced to him when I took my cancer, holistic cancer practitioner course. And I'm just trying to think if I've got his book. I usually have it pretty close to me. It is an amazing book. I can't remember the name of it now. But go to his website. If you want to get a different perspective on things, then definitely start following him. The Truth About Cancer. He's got over 1 million followers on Facebook alone. But it just gives you a different idea. It kind of opens your eyes a little bit.
That's another great topic for another day. We can just talk about the truth about cancer and all that fun stuff, and where that stuff exists. And it's a controversial stuff, that's for sure. When Deanna was first diagnosed, I made sure she had a copy of that, and she watched all the videos, and then chrisbeatscancer.com as well. My Aunt Diane, same thing. She had pancreatic cancer and she is cured. So,
wow.
and so
I'm
but
impressed.
that's what she did. She did exactly, you know, they found the right people and they did those right things. And so, I mean, she was, you know, blessed, and it's a miracle, but because with pancreatic cancer, it's very tough, but that's, you know, those are the things, and why. So perhaps we'll talk about that another day, because I'm pretty passionate about those things. I have those tools in my office, and we talk about them, and I love talking about that stuff, but that's another day.
That's another day. Yeah. And again, this, you know, that's a pretty big subject. That's a pretty big controversial thing that, I mean, especially from me become as a nurse, you know, coming from the conventional side of things, I struggle with it. I do. I'm not a 100% believer, but the theory, the makeup, the whole idea of it makes sense to me. It just is
Yep.
total sense. But I think with me, it comes down to that. And again, we'll talk about more of it later, but it comes down to that basic root cause of things. And that's that inflammation, the toxins, the, you know, the shit we put in our bodies. I mean, really, and whatever you want to talk about later on when things do come, that's totally different level, but it's just the baseline, that root cause.
Awesome.
Toxins.
All right, that's fun topics.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I love about these things. That's what I love about this stuff, right? Maybe we can get Candace on to talk about her cancer, because
she took the same
energy,
course as me, I think.
energy and cancer care as holistically, and see if we can get her stirred up.
Get her stirred up. Yeah, we'll see what her thoughts are too. That's interesting. We should. Definitely.
Or a few of us, because that would be fun. Okay. All right. You have a fantastic day today.
You too, my dear.
May you be productive and get outside, although it's hard to say what it's going to do today.
Oh, it's sunny and bright here. I think I might try to get out. It's still cool, but
still cool.
The gardening centers are
open.
Kind of open, I think. I don't know. I heard a couple of different things, but I have to double check it.
I'm sure that you can go through and do that, but it's really too early.
Oh yeah, no, it's too early.
It's too early to be planting, because we still have frost risk all week. Like it was supposed to go down to -8 last night. Like this is like, come on, springtime. Well, this is spring, but I mean, come on, warmer weather. Let's go.
Oh, my neighbors, they've started putting plants out. She's a diehard, and she's out there almost year round, other than the snow. And she's already got flowering pots out there, yellow. I'm sure they're probably just pansies, but I mean, it looks beautiful from here, from my house. It's just always giving me the itch to get going. So anyways, yes. Have a wonderful day, my dear.
Yes, thank you. You as well.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.